I'm going to start off tonight by doing one of my favorite readings in the Woman's Meditation book, Each Day, New Beginning. It's the reading from August the 3rd. All that is necessary to make this world a better place to live in is to love. To love as Christ loved and to love as Buddha loved. To be unconditionally loved is our birthright, and we are so loved by God. We desire just such a love from one another, and we deserve it. It is a human quality to look for love rather than giving it. Thus, many of us search intently for signs of loving. Too many of us are searching rather than loving. Truly loving another means letting go of all expectations. It means full acceptance, even celebration of another's personhood. Not easy, but so rewarding to ourselves as well as the one who is the focus of our love. Love is a balm that heals. Loving lightens our burdens, whatever they are. It invites our inner joy to emerge. But most of all, it connects us, one with each other. Loneliness leaves, we're no longer alienated from our environment. Love is the mortar that holds the human structure together. Without the expression of love, it crumbles. This recovery program has offered us a plan for loving others, as well as ourselves. Love will come to us just as surely as we share it. Each and every expression of love I offer today will make smooth another step I take on my life journey. I wanted to share that with you because we're going to be sharing tonight about the concept, how do I develop healthy relationships with others? One of the things I want to mention is something I think that is really important. At the moment of our birth, our higher power, God, gave us a beautiful gift. He gave us the strength and the energy and the power of love. That energy is in every human being. He also promised that he will walk with us, and he gave us free will so we can make decisions in our life. And so literally, as we walk the journey of life, we walk it along with our higher power. Sometimes we don't make too good decisions. We have to learn and begin to rekindle that powerful energy. But see, the energy of love is something that's deep down inside of each and every one of us, and it has to be shared. So the greatest gift we can give to another human being is to share the strength and the energy of our love. Because I've learned that when you share it, it comes back 100-fold. It's almost like this beautiful dynamo. As you let it out, it comes back. So we experience it with each other in the course of our journey in life. We also realize, too, that there are many faces to this energy. So in the journey of life, we are connected to so many different types of relationships, so many of them. They're all teachable moments for each and every one of us. We're also connected to primary relationships, special relationships. And these are the ways in which we are able to express this gift that we have on the inside. As we look at this, tonight I want to look at the 4 components that go along with this. As human beings, we have 4 components to ourselves. We are physical creatures, we are emotional creatures, we are spiritual people, and we are social people. We are physical beings, we have a physical body. You know, the Indians used to say, we are spiritual people in a human body. And the human body limits us. And yet, inside that human body, we do have these energies and these strengths. But because we're also physical, we are sexual beings. We have a need to interconnect with other people. We have a need to be able to have that special part of our life. And so literally, deep down inside, we have such this powerful gift, this energy on a physical level. But also we're emotional creatures. We have feelings. Our feelings are special, they're beautiful, they're mixed, there are many faces to them. There's joy and celebration, there's fun, there's dancing, they're having a good time, but there's also sorrow, there's loss, there's change, and we experience things in the course of our journey in life. But all these things are interconnected with that energy of love, because literally what we're doing is we're actually beginning to experience this energy and all the different emotions and feelings in our life. We're also spiritual creatures. Our spirit is the part of us that makes us the unique individual that we are. Your spirit is the gift of life. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us is special. Each one of us has that power and that strength deep down inside of them. And that spirit is what we actually encounter and we share with others. It is the gift of what we are on the inside. The body will come to an end, but the spirit never will. But also, we are social creatures. We have a tremendous need to interact, to interconnect with other human beings. So socialization is key to our journey in life. We learn after a while that most of our learning and our growing comes from our interaction with others. The early founders of AA understood that. And that's why they talked about the concept of fellowship, of being able to connect and be part of each other. It's a big piece they talk about all the time. So we had to realize the fact that this is really the important piece to be able to experience the gift of sharing. I've learned in the course of my journey in life that this probably is the most important piece of life. You know, it's amazing sometimes, and Thomas Merton said it beautifully. He said, no one's an island. We all need one another. We're told that it takes a village to raise a person. It takes a village of recovering people to help people in recovery. It takes a village of a lot of things to do things together. So no one's out there all by themselves. We're interconnected with each other. We're bonded to each other. We learn from each other. You know, I remember when I was going to meetings, some of the greatest meetings I ever went to were at the diner after the meeting. And we socialized, we interacted, we spent time with each other. We got to know one another. We got to be able to share that energy that was deep down inside of each and every one of us. And that's what's important. We also realized over and over again the value of all this. And so it opened up doors for us. And so since we have all these components that make up who we are, and make up the flow of this energy, we have to learn something which is really important. Most of us kind of learn how to love others and share with others, but most of us do it backwards. See, so many of us put the physical first. And they get mad at me tonight, but I'm going to put it last. Because true development relationships and developing connection with others begins on a social level, progresses to a spiritual level, is bonded on an emotional level, and is then connected on a physical level. So we learn something in the law of attraction. That if I have good positive energy, if I have this energy of love inside of me, then I'll be able to speak to people with that energy without saying a word. Because we can feel the energy when you're around people, when you're connected with them. That's the beautiful part. So the doors open. And so we realize this. That energy started way back at birth. We came into this world as a beautiful little child. We were very codependent back then as little children. But then we had to learn something later on I'll talk about called interdependency. Connecting, moving, growing, learning, opening up new doors and new directions in life. But see, we realize something, To build a sense of relationship, all good, healthy relationships begin on a social level. We have to learn how to socialize, how to interact with people, and to do it without contracts or deals. Just to be able to enjoy one another, to be able to dance, to play, to have fun, to celebrate. We are people that need this connection. It really brings out the beautiful part of life. It brings out everything in life when you actually get connected to it. It's a real important part of our recovery process. And so we learn after a while. The more I connect, the more I'm around other people, the more I learn about different things in different directions and different concepts. So it's the experience that's important. You know, it's interesting. We have young interns that come to us to do their training for a year and a half. And when they come to us, they have just learned all the proper therapeutic tools, all the proper knowledge. They've learned all the theory. Now I always tell them, now starts your real education. Now starts your connection with people. You're going to find out you may not be able to practice all that stuff that you learned. You may have to just be a human being and be a person and be able to interact and connect with people. You have to be able to learn. Because I truly believe, I tell them this, every person that comes in to your area, comes in to work with you, they've come there to be your teacher. You are to be their teacher. So we learn, we grow from the experiences of others. I know in the course of my journey in life, and of course the many things I've done on my journey, I have learned from all the beautiful fifth steps and things that I actually did with so many people in the course of my journey in life. And I realize experience is the key. Experience is the growth process. Experience is where it's at. How you can get experience if you don't socialize, interact? But what happens is naturally, and here's the part, good relationships happen naturally, normally, and they happen in God's time, not in our time. Some of the people we socialize with over a period of time will then migrate and move to a second level of relationship, which is a spiritual level. And on a spiritual level, it means now we are building up a sense of trust to be able to connect with each other. So we can then also be able to share our feelings, share our emotions. I mentioned last week about that small circle of people that we developed together, where I can literally be myself. I feel safe. I can trust. I'm open. I'm open to learn. I'm open to grow. I'm open to new things in the course of my journey in life. But that's not going to happen unless I take my time and I have patience. See, life takes us on so many beautiful paths. Sometimes we don't take the time to look at the paths. See, I really believe very deeply that nothing in life happens by accident. I truly believe that. I believe that literally we are taken on a journey, and that journey then helps us to be able to experience new things in the course of our sense in life. What's so beautiful about it is we have to realize those paths are part of the journey. The first path, of course, were your parents, your family, and your birth. But paths of life take you in different directions. I'll give you some examples in my own life. When I got ordained a priest in 1966, I had my interview with the bishop, for I was assigned to a parish. And I told the bishop, see, I have a few control issues. What can I tell you? Pat knows about that. So basically, I told the bishop to send me to the poorest parish in the diocese and send me to be a prison chaplain so I could begin my journey of saving people and taking care of people. Well, for some reason, the bishop didn't listen to me. He sent me to the richest parish in the diocese. But it's funny how things work. There's no coincidences. I was sent to that parish to experience a pastor who was an alcoholic. And the beautiful part about it was I got to meet a gentleman in that parish who took me to my first 12-step meeting. I knew nothing about 12 steps, recovery, or anything until he brought me into the rooms. The bishop knew what he was doing. See, it's funny how God works. God sends us in different directions. That gentleman then became a mentor to me and a teacher to me. So as we go on the journey of life, we never know where the patterns are going to take us, the things we're going to learn from it, the teachers we're going to experience, the things that open up doors in the course of our journey. We even look at people who are a real close part of our life today, people we're in relationships with. We wonder where they come from. How did this happen? I truly believe we're led. And sometimes we have to make mistakes. And sometimes we've got to go through turmoil. But there's a reason why people are on the journey with us. And I really believe that when you connect with people and you feel safe and you feel comfortable, the journey of life will take you where you're supposed to go. And some people will come when they're supposed to come. They will come in God's time, not in our time. It's amazing how this works. You know, I've learned over the years, if I truly, truly do socialize, connect, be open, and have that open spirit. But see, that means I have to be careful, because I have to realize the fact that I'm going to move to that level, that physical level of relationship. And it might be with a very special person, or it might be basically people I'm connected to, because another physical level of hugs, a connection to being around people. So it's the physical connection that we have too. It's all part of it. But we're led to one another. We're led to the journey. We never know where it's going to come from. It might come from people we were in the youth program with. It might be somebody we met. We never know where we met them. We never know. But see, the thing is, we have to realize something. The more you try to control relationships, the more you're going to destroy them. You have to allow things to happen, that they happen naturally. I know in my own journey, in my own life, I was going through a lot of struggle, especially with decisions to stay or leave the priesthood. I asked for a leave of absence and went to Philadelphia. See, again, I went to Philadelphia and met a fantastically great bunch of people, a bunch of crazy guys from AA in Philadelphia, and a thing called the South Philly group. They were a little nuts. They were beautiful guys, just like Gene, not a problem at all. But the beautiful thing about it was I met them. And through them and through my connection with them, I was looking for my purpose in life. Where was I going to go? Was I going to make these decisions, not make these decisions? And not even knowing it, these gentlemen led me to a room in St. Luke's Hospital in Philadelphia and informed me that I was starting a program called Starting Point. All of a sudden, now I'm running these houses in South Philly. How did I get there? I don't know. You're led. You never know where you're going to go next, what direction it will take you in. And that began the journey of meeting other individuals and other people. I was sent to LaSalle to study for my master's degree. I met a gentleman there, a Belgian Jesuit, who became one of my mentors, taught me so much about life through his beautiful attitude and way of life. All these teachers, these mentors that come into your life, these are the relationships that help you build and develop. Even the bishop, once again, he got involved in my life on my journey. And basically, he kind of got on my back and told me either you make a decision to either be in or be out. So I did a compromise with him. I ran Starting Point during the week and went to parishes on weekends. The first parish I was sent to was in Waterford, New Jersey. I went to that parish. I was going to be there every weekend. And while I was at that parish, because of my crazy lifestyle at the time, basically, I was giving talks and doing all kinds of stuff and running around like a nut because I didn't know what I was doing. And some lady from the parish confronted me and invited me to go see a doctor because she felt I had a problem, a major problem with my eating disorder. I thought she was nuts. Anyway, I went to the doctor and come to find out, I spent the next 5 years with that doctor. He became another mentor, another teacher. See how things happen? You never know. As a result of seeing him, as a result of the support from people in different 12-step programs that he sent me to, I was able to make it the decision I had fought making for a long time and transition into a new lifestyle. Was it easy? No. But you have to step out, step into something new. And as a result of that, it's amazing, a good number of years later, because I became very close friends with a lot of people in that area. And one of them later on became my wife. So it's amazing. She sent me to a doctor. The doctor helped change my life. And the doctor led me back to her. It's funny how it works, isn't it? So when I die and get to heaven, I'm going to thank the bishop. Yeah. He sent me in all these different directions. Didn't even know what he was doing. It's amazing how things work. Isn't it fun to go back and look at life and know where you're being led? And begin to realize the fact that there's a purpose behind everything. And that's why sometimes I think we have a tendency to try to control life. Life is not supposed to be controlled. Everything will go where it's supposed to go. We live in a world that has a lot of insanity, a lot of craziness. It's had it from the beginning of time. It'll have it to the end of time. And the beautiful thing is, don't get caught up in it. If your spirit and your energy and your love is connected to people around you, no matter what happens, you'll be given the energy to be able to handle it and deal with it. Because life will take you on the journey. And sometimes we get a little controlling, and I'm going to organize and control my life. Do you ever notice it doesn't work? Every time we try to control, it doesn't work. When you let go, it does. And that's why we have to have this open spirit, this energy. Open up that door. See where you're being led. The journey takes you in a lot of different directions. Now, I'm sure that when I was a little boy and when I was in the priesthood, I never imagined I'd be a stepdad to 3 beautiful girls and be a grandfather to 7 beautiful grandchildren. I didn't know this. I never understood a lot of things in the course of my journey. But you know what's so beautiful about that concept? We're all being led to somebody special in our life, but not just one person. It's many people that we're connected with. And we learn from all different people in the course of the journey. So we have to learn something about relationships, which is such an important piece. And I shared this before with you, but I'll share it again. There are 3 different types of relationships. There's what we call the A-form relationship, which is the control relationship. I got to control everything. When I do that, there's a battle going on constantly. There's always a fear of losing, fear of not making it, fear of this and the fear of that. Then there's what we call the functional relationship. We just go through rituals, we go through life, and we hang around and wait for the undertaker to come. We call that life, by the way. It's not life. And that's why all these components are the energy of life. And that's why if you're healthy and a good, healthy relationship, you have something called space. You each have your own life. So there's a sense of interdependency and a sense of being interdependent. We can choose to spend time together. We can choose not to. But we also have that socialization, the friends. We have people in the course of our journey. So much gratitude, so much gifts on the inside to know that we have this sense of family. And family has many faces. There's my recovery family, my wife's family, my neighborhood family. I got lots of families. That's what it's really all about. But see, when we get caught up in feeling sorry for ourselves and hiding, we have to almost push ourselves to get out there, get connected. And as time goes on, we'll all be led to where we're supposed to be led, to who we're supposed to be led. But you know what happens when you try to find somebody? I love that concept. I have to find somebody. You're not going to find anybody. You might find trouble. I'm going to find somebody. And I find out I don't really find them. I get found. Big difference between the two. See, we have to realize this powerful energy called love needs to be shared, needs to be opened up, because I want to tell you something. At the moment of your death, your body will die. But your spirit, your energy will be passed on. We pass it on to others. And the more we interact, the more we connect with others, the more we pass it on. That's what it's really all about. I told you this story before, but it's one of my favorite ones. When I was in Philadelphia and had the halfway houses, we had a house manager there named Arthur. And Arthur was only in his 40s, had a massive heart attack, and he died. We had his funeral at a Baptist church. The Baptist minister was his friend. The Baptist minister had got him into recovery. So it was his mentor and his friend, his teacher. And so I remember the funeral. It's a funeral I'll never forget as long as I live. We're all in the church. The body was up there in the casket. And the minister came out with all his robes on and everything. And he said, "My friends," he said, "have you come up here and taken a look at this thing?" He called Arthur this thing. All of us in the place, our mouths just, what's he doing? This guy's strange. Well, hurry up. If you haven't gotten up here, hurry up. And then when he says, "You're all done?" "Okay, good." He closed the casket and told them to get that thing out of here. And we just stood there like, what the heck? But then that gentleman gave a 45-minute talk about Arthur's spirit. And he said, that wasn't Arthur. That was just his leaky old house. He got too many leaks in it and he had to leave. He said his spirit is now part of each and every one of us in this room. Arthur didn't die. All he did was pass it on. He passed it on to us so he can pass it on to others. That's how the energy of life is supposed to be. We receive the energy, receive the spirit, then we have to pass the spirit on. You pass it on to those you love that are close to you, but you also pass it on to all those other ones that you meet. You open the door. I know when I go to my meetings, a lot of times, it's like being with my family. My Monday night home group had over 40-some people there for the meeting on Zoom. It was fantastic. All these people, they stay connected. When I was going through my little bit of illness in my back, I got tons of texts from all these people, support, back and forth. We stay connected with each other. We're bonded to each other. And I'm learning more and more the importance of that. And each and every one of us, we have that energy inside of us. Don't stifle it. Let it flow. Open up the doors. Let life live. Live life. Celebrate life. Let yourself go on a journey. And the more you interact, the more you connect, the more you begin to experience, the more you'll grow, you'll learn. The energy will be renewed, it'll be built up inside of you. And you'll have the energy of life. That's what it's all about. You know, I've met so many beautiful people in the course of my 84 years. I met some beautiful, beautiful, crazy people and some beautiful, beautiful, sane people. But they're all part of the journey. You know, I also met some beautiful people who kept life very simple and told me to keep it simple. I look at the mentors, the teachers, the things in life. And it's important just to be able to take that energy and pass it on. I don't care how old you are, it doesn't make a difference. It's the spirit that speaks to you. It's the spirit that you speak to other people with. And that energy is the love coming out of you. Some days when you wake up, you sure as hell don't feel that energy of love. You know, I know Mr. Rogers used to say, every day is a good day in the neighborhood. You know, but guess what? Even if you're having a bad day, it's still a good day in the neighborhood. Because you know why? You're on this side of the dirt. You're still here. That means you still got a job to do. It means you still got to pass that energy on. Even though sometimes, you know, it might be the energy where maybe you better not get too near me today. I'm having a bad day, like Lucy does in the comic strip. I'm having a grouchy day. Don't get near me. But you think Snoopy listens to her? Even though she was having a grouch day, Snoopy ran up and kissed her. Drove her nuts. Why? Because Snoopy had the energy of love, and he placed it on her negativity and scared her half to death, I'm sure. But see, we see this in life. We have to learn this. Sometimes when somebody's having a bad day, just the fact that you're there, that you're listening to them, you let them get out of their system. Being a listener is such a gift. And no, you have to give them answers or say anything to them. Just listen. I don't know about you, but when I'm just upset about something, I just need to vent. I'm glad I have people in my life I can vent to. I don't want advice. I just want to vent. And I love it when you share things with people and they say, don't be upset now. I want to be upset. That's why I'm talking to you. So let me be upset, okay? Don't cut me off. I need to get stuff out of my system. And that's why you need to know where people are on your journey. The boundary thing we talked about. It's so important. And know as I build relationships, the people I'm supposed to be special with, move to a deep relationship with, that will happen naturally. I truly believe God sends them into our hearts. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you only base a relationship on physical, it'll die. It'll grow old. It's got to be based on the gift of intimacy, the gift of sharing, the gift of being there, the gift of listening, the gift of patience, and in some case, the gift of endurance. It's all part of it sometimes. It's part of the journey. It's part of the learning. So tonight, as I pray, I'm asking God to bless us and guide us on this journey, this beautiful journey of life. And know that none of us met each other by accident. We're all part of the family. And as they say in South Philly, once you're in the family, you can't get out. So it's all part of the process, so we're stuck. But that's the beautiful part about it. This is a beautiful stuff, not that kind of stuck. The beautiful concept is we're connected to each other and we're bonded. So let us pray. God, we come before you in prayer tonight. We ask the God of our understanding, our divine presence, to be our guide, to be our strength, to be someone to help us on our journey. Teach us to rely on your love. Know that deep down inside you gave us this beautiful gift. Thank you so much. Please teach me how to be able to share it, to be connected, to be with others. Forgive me when I make mistakes. I will make them. But help me to learn, to grow from them. Every day, I know you send teachers into our lives. You send different situations into our life. Hopefully, I can face those situations with the energy and the power of love and be able to grow stronger as a person as a result of it. Even when I feel weak, I hope and pray I'll be able to come back to you and go back to the source of my love. So with gratitude and a spirit of humility, with a gift of openness, we take the energy of love. We say thank you. Thank you for the gift. Help us on our journey to share, to connect with others. For this we are grateful, and teach us every day to be grateful for each moment, for each step along the way, and know that we are being led to where we're supposed to be. So we pray and we ask this, and we ask for this guidance, we ask for this direction, and we ask for it in your name. Amen.